Here we're going to talk about ratios. And ratios basically compare two numbers or express the relationship between two numbers. So we'll start out with an example problem. A company employs 3 men and 7 women. What is the ratio of men to women? So here, the ratio men to women. So that's the key to this problem here. So we simply look at how many men are there. There's 3 men. How many women are there? 7. So there are a couple of different ways that you can express ratios and a couple of different ways that the answers may be presented on the test. One, you can write it with the word 2 between them, 3 to 7. Or you can write it with a colon, 3 to 7. So there's a colon in between. Or you write it as a fraction, 3 over 7. Where the first thing is in the numerator and the second thing is in the denominator. Now, if the answer is in fractional form, it might be that it is in lowest terms. So you need to know how to transform a fraction to lowest terms. If you don't know how to do that, watch the video that is on the video link on this page. So, nothing complicated here. It's the ratio of men to women, 3 to 7, 3 different ways to write it. But it's probably not going to be that straightforward on the test. In fact, they're probably going to put something more like this. What is the ratio of men to employees? One of the answers will probably be 3 to 7, in a way trying to trick you into just simply putting the numbers down. So make sure you read the questions and what ratio are they asking for. So here, the ratio of men, how many men are there? There's 3 men. To employees, how many employees are there? Well, a total of 3 plus 7. So there's 10 total employees. So the ratio is 3 to 10, or 3 over 10. So make sure, here you want the total number of employees, not the number of women. So make sure you read the question. The math in this is not going to be difficult. It'll be fairly, straightforward math, but make sure you're answering the right question. I'm going to pause and put another example up. So here's a word problem you might encounter. 2/3 of a class has never studied geometry. There are 30 students in the class. What is the ratio of those who have studied geometry to those who haven't? So again, the ratio we're looking for is those who have studied to those who haven't. So now we just need to figure out what are these numbers. How many of the students have studied geometry and how many have not? Well, the first sentence gives us the answer to that. 2/3 of the class have never, so they have not studied geometry. And then there are 30 students in the class. So the question in your mind should be, what is 2/3 of 30? Because that's going to tell us how many have never studied. 2/3 of the 30 students have never studied. So what's 2/3 of 30? So you should know how to do this. So of means times. So 2/3 times 30. 2/3 of 30, 2/3 times 30. If you don't know how to multiply fractions, you need to watch the video under the videos tabs on multiplying fractions. We're going to make that 30 over 1. 2 times 30 is 60. 3 times 1 is 3. Then we're going to do the division. 60 divided by 3 is 20. So 20 students haven't, right? Because it's 2/3 of the 30 have never studied. So, and 2/3 of 30 is 20 students. So 20 students haven't. So we have this. How do we figure out how many have studied? Well, if there are 30 students, 20 of them haven't. How do we figure out how many that have? Well, how many are left? 30 minus 20 equals 10 students have. Now we need to get them in the right order. So the ratio is those who have studied, which is 10, to those who haven't, which is 20. 10 to 20 can also be written as a fraction, 10 over 20. Now on the test, they're probably going to put this in lowest terms, so you need to know how to do that. And so if we divide each by 10, we're going to get 1 over 2. They may also write that as 1 colon 2. So when you're doing ratios, just think logically, read the question, figure out what the numbers are that you have to know, use the rest of the problem if it's a word problem, make sure you read the problem and you know exactly which numbers you're looking for, and then you simply put them either in a colon form or in fractional form. Make sure you reduce it to lowest terms if that's what your answers are in.